Are you the one who wants to come to Thailand as the new test and go? Today I have all information to tell you. Get ready with your paper, your pen, and listen carefully because I'm going to tell you everything. สวัสดีค่ะ It's me Teya Suchira. Today I have an update and all about step by step about Test and Go for you guys. As you know that Test and Go is back for you to start to let you apply to come to Thailand again. First of all, I have to tell you that who should apply Test and Go. Actually, Test and Go is probably not the best for everyone, but Test and Go is for the one who wants to come to Thailand and you like to move to different provinces. It's just because of Test and Go is exactly what the word. You get test and then you go. You get test and then you go. So it means that you can move to anywhere you want. But the new rule of the Test and Go is that you cannot get test only one time, but you have to get test for 2 times. So this is a new Test and Go which is going started in February. And if you are the one who just don't want to move around, you just only want to come here to just relax and stay at one place, you probably want to stay, you probably don't like to just move too fast. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, if you don't want to, if you like to do like something slow, simple, like wake up, eat good food, walk along the beach, read a book, something like, relaxing for 7 days, you may want to choose to come as Sandbox program, not a Test and Go. But if you have very short time, maybe 1 week in Thailand, you wanted to come to Bangkok, Chiang Mai, to the south, to the north, to anywhere within 7 days. For example, this is for example, I think Test and Go is the best program for you. So, and also if you don't have much time, you have even shorter than 5 days, Test and Go is also a program that you should come and apply with. And another one is who can come as Test and Go. Well, right now, this year, Thailand is getting more relaxed. So everybody are all welcome to come here and apply as Test and Go. No matter where you're from, every country are all open. But you have to be fully vaccinated, which it means that if you are 2 doses vaccinated from the list, I think I'm going to put list in here. From the list here, you will be allowed to apply Thailand Pass. And also Johnson & Johnson, only 1 dose. You are also calling fully vaccinated. So you're also welcome to apply as Test and Go as well. And also not just only fully vaccinated, but if you are if you're recovered from catching COVID-19, you also allowed to come here, but you have to get at least 1 vaccination, at least 14 days, and then you can travel to Thailand as well. But actually, you also need to have like a letter from the doctor to show as a proof that you are recovered from COVID-19. So please make sure you need to have that, and also this letter need to use it for Thailand Pass as well. And children whose age between 12 to 17 years old, if you travel by your own, you need to get at least 1 vaccination. But if you travel with your parents or your guardian, you don't have to show, you don't need to get a vaccination. And when you can apply to come to Thailand as Test and Go? Test and Go is going to starting to let you apply as Thailand Pass on the 1st of February. And you probably don't know, and some of you probably know already that coming to Thailand at the moment, everybody have to apply Thailand Pass. So Thailand Pass is not different from the plane ticket or going to the movie. You have to buy a ticket. As MS Thailand, you got to apply Thailand Pass to get the QR code. But applying Thailand Pass as Test and Go, you can do it from the 1st of February, which it means that any of you who wants to enter as Test and Go program, definitely you can't come here on the 1st of February, right? It's just because when you apply Thailand Pass, it usually takes about 7 days to get an approved. So I have to say that after 7th of February, it's probably safe for you to enter Thailand as part of Test and Go program, because it could be difficult for you to get an approved of Thailand Pass as Test and Go. So if you want to come to Thailand as Test and Go, I highly recommend you to make a booking of the flight ticket after 7th February. And you can starting to apply from the 1st of February, and it takes 7 days to get an approved. What about the new rule of new Test and Go in this year? Well, you got to do 2 times of RT-PCR test. So the rule is you have to make a booking of the hotel, which is called SHA Plus hotel or alternative quarantine hotel. Alternative quarantine hotel and SHA Plus hotel, both of these type of hotel, they have a contract with the private hospital. So it means that this hotel is going to take care of you about RT-PCR test. I mean, the hotel is not a hospital, but it means that when you stay in this hotel, the hotel is going to take care of you about RT-PCR test. So any of you who entering Thailand as like in Bangkok or Chiang Mai, if you have a direct flight to Chiang Mai, you can go to Chiang Mai or Koh Samui. This kind of place, the hotel is taking care of you about RT-PCR test. But if you enter Phuket, you have to prepaid RT-PCR test separately and also the hotel booking separately. So this one is particularly for Phuket. So what you have to do is, it's a compulsory to make a booking of the day 1 when you arrive Thailand, and then another one is on day 5 you have to make a booking. So this kind of booking is just like it has to be Hotel Extra Plus or alternative quarantine hotel. This hotel is going to be including with RT-PCR test on only day 1 and day 5. How about day 2, day 3, day 4? Well, day 2, 3, 4, you can stay at any hotel. So let's say that you have a friend living in Thailand, or even Thai people, or any expat. When you arrive Thailand, it's exactly the same. It's all equally the same. It means that when you arrive on day 1, you have to stay at the SHA Plus hotel. You have to get RT-PCR test, and after you get a negative result of COVID-19, you will be able to go back home. But after that, day 5, unfortunately, you have to go and check in at the SHA Plus hotel, which is already paid for RT-PCR test. But for the tourists, for example, like you want to go to Chiang Mai, like you arrive Bangkok, right? On the day 1, you arrive Bangkok, and then you want to travel to Chiang Mai. If I were you, after I get the result of the negative COVID-19, maybe I will stay one day, another day in Bangkok maybe. So let's say like I stay on the day 3, day 4, and day 5, for example. I will probably check in at the same hotel. Yeah, but on the day 5, I have to pay extra for the RT-PCR test. This is for example. So after you make a booking, you are going to get a confirmation letter. And after that, in confirmation letter, it's going to show that, okay, day 5, you make a booking, and then it's already included with RT-PCR test. And this one, you have to use this kind of confirmation letter to apply in Thailand Pass. And after you get a result of COVID-19, on the day 5, after that, you're going to be free and you can travel anywhere. Well, talking about the hotel on the day 5, if you travel to another provinces, you are worried about how can you find the hotel for the RT-PCR test. Well, at the moment, we have 38 provinces, which is ready for you guys to make a booking of the hotel. We have right now 2,141 hotels for you to book, to make a booking of the day 5, which is including of RT-PCR test. For example, like a big province, like a tourist province, Phuket, we have in Phuket, Surathani, Phang Songkhla, Nakhon Si Thammarat, and Chumpon. This is in the south of Thailand. And also for the northern of Thailand, we have in Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, Lamphun, Tak, Phitsanulok, Sukhothai, and Phetchabun. And also for the northeast of Thailand, which is in Isan, we have the Nakhon Ratchasima or Korat, and Buriram, Khon Kaen, Nong Khai, Chayapum, Surin,ศรีสะเกษ And also in the eastern region of the country, we also have in Chonburi, Rayong, Chanthaburi, Trat, Nakhon Nayok, สระบุรี ปราจีนบุรี ฉะเชิงเทรา and สมุทรปราการ and also in the center of Thailand we also have the hotel in Bangkok นครปฐม นนทบุรี ปทุมธานี ประจวบคีรีขันธ์ นครศรีอยุธยา เพชรบุรี and กาญจนบุรี but I'm so sorry that they don't have the hotel in every provinces. So the complicated things for you, in case you travel to the province which is no hotel located in that province, your difficulty is you have to travel to the nearest province which has the SHA Extra Plus hotel for you guys to make a booking. For example, if you go to stay in Udon Thani in Isan or the northeastern of Thailand, in the list at the moment, we still don't have a hotel for SHA Extra Plus for you, but the nearest from Udon Thani is Nong Khai. So you have to travel from Udon Thani to Nong Khai and check in and get the RT-PCR test, and after that you have to go back to your house or travel somewhere else. So at the moment, this is some little things that you would complain. I'm sorry. One thing is a little bit complicated for you. I mean, it's always complicated. On the day 5, when after you get the test of COVID-19, during the time when you're waiting for the result, you are not allowed to go out of the hotel room. You got to wait until you hear the result of the COVID-19, and after that you're going to be free again. So this part is a little bit annoying for you because it's like wasting your time and why you have to do this. I know. I also understand. I understand. Well, in case you have this question like why you have to do 2 times of RT-PCR test and why it's going to be this complicated, well, they found that after Thailand opened for test and go to travel Thailand since November, we found that we have more cases of the people who got positive COVID-19 tests on the second time when we starting to do tests of RT-PCR. So we found that the new cases of COVID-19 from the tourists, we usually found it from the Test and Go program. And this is that we found on the second result of the RT-PCR. And right now, we found it 4% of the people from Test and Go program who catch COVID-19. So that is why they feel like Omicron or COVID-19 is still not still like 100% safe yet, so that is why we still do a second RT-PCR test. In the future, I don't know when, it probably would change to be a little bit more relaxed. But at the moment, if you are coming here by February, they still have 2 times of RT-PCR test. But until everything's getting better, in the same time when Thai people starting to get enough vaccination, they would probably more relaxed. So if you're not in a rush, you don't want to come here quickly right now, you may want it to be calm and wait and see. Because this is what I learned, like, when we starting to have a new program or we starting to open something new. At the beginning, it's a little bit, can I say messy? At the beginning, it's a little bit messy. Messy with the information that the hotel staff has to study again, like, oh, what about this rule? And messy about the how to approve Thailand Pass. I don't know. I don't want to say anything because I'm not the one who give and approve of Thailand Pass. But this is what I observed from my experience when I see when Thailand starting to open since July of the Phuket model. And after that, we have more and more and more. And every time when we announce something or we have some change, at the beginning is a little bit rough. So if you're not quite in a rush, you may want to observe and see how complicated or how easy it could be. But I still think that if you understand clearly, I think it's not difficult. I mean, for myself, Test and Go is not quite different from 5-day Sandbox. Why I say that? It's just because you still have to be in a hotel on the day 5. So it's not quite freedom yet. Because if it's like totally freedom, it has to be like you're like a bird, but they open the cage for you and then you can fly. You will never come back. So for Test and Go for new program, it's still like half freedom because you still have to get back and like do another RT-PCR test. So this is something that you have to accept it if you're coming here right now. But if you can wait, you may want to wait. And hopefully everything it will be more relaxed than right now. So what else you have to prepare? You still have to get the COVID-19 insurance. So this kind of insurance, you can prepare it from your country. It can be an insurance from your country, but just make sure that the letter when you apply Thailand Pass, it show that this insurance is cover COVID-19 and it has to be at least 50,000 US dollar. But if I can recommend you, I would highly recommend you to buy an insurance from Thailand. Because just in case you catch COVID-19, many insurance company in Thailand can just can take care of the cost of the COVID-19. And you don't have to pay anything in advance if you stay at the contract hospital, which is a contract with this insurance company. So I think it's less complicated if you buy an insurance from Thailand. Well, hearing about this condition, how you feel, if you feel like, okay, fine, I'm okay. If you're okay, I'm going to tell you what next. Well, after you make a booking of the day 1 and day 5, make sure that this one is perfectly for applying Thailand Pass, and also you already got an insurance for application. You also get fully vaccinated. You will be ready to apply Thailand Pass. Yeah, and Thailand Pass at the moment, you can apply Thailand Pass within 60 days before you coming here. And it usually takes like 7 days to be approved. And also if you have a vaccine QR code, it could take like even 1 day if you are lucky. But don't worry, I'm not joking. A lot of my customers got approved within 24 hours and they just send us the email like, oh my God, you are amazing. You are helping me. I mean, like, I feel like not me who's amazing. It's just because you're well prepared with all the documents, all the paperwork. That is why they give you an approve very quickly. It's not from us. It's just your document. So after you apply Thailand Pass, you're going to get QR code. This QR code is going to be valid for 3 days. So it means that, for example, like you're supposed to come today, but you got flight delay or anything canceled, you can travel within 72 hours. So you can use the same QR code. So just in case your flight is delayed, you still be able to come to Thailand within 72 hours. Another about 72 hours is that before you fly, you got to get COVID-19 test and show COVID-19 free when you do check-in. This kind of test, it has to be 72 hours before you fly. Not before you arrive Thailand, before you fly. So this is what you have to do. In case you come with a kid, come with children, the children who's coming here, who's younger than 6 years old, they don't have to do RT-PCR test before 72 hours. They can just fly. But once when they arrive here, they need to do COVID-19 test, but not like swab in the nose, but it's like it's a test from the saliva. Sometimes I want to be a kid. And also when you arrive Thailand, once when you arrive Thailand, you have to apply MorChana Application. So MorChana Application, you cannot apply it in your country. Some of you probably feel like, oh my God, I can't apply MorChana. Yeah, right now the system still not allow you to apply MorChana Application until you arrive Thailand. Then you have to download this application, and it's going to be information about you are traveling here, including COVID-19, like first time and a second time. So it's very important to download MorChana Application. So you can imagine with me, when you arrive Thailand, you're going to pass immigration control, the public health control. They will check all of your paperwork. And after that, when you go out, you're going to find the side of the hotel picking you up, and the hotel representative is going to take you to get RT-PCR test at the hospital. And after that, you just go to the hotel. Sometime when you arrive by night, it's too late. So you have to go back to the hospital when you wake up in the morning. Or sometimes some hospital, they're going to have a nurse who will give you a test in the hotel. You don't have to travel to the hospital. So this process is all about the contract between the hospital and the hotel, what they're going to do. So you don't have to worry. What you have to do is you got to pay RT-PCR test, including the hotel booking. The rest of that, they're going to take care for you. But for Phuket, it's slightly different, because when you arrive Phuket at the airport, you're going to starting to get the RT-PCR test at the airport. This is different from another airport. So after you get the test in Phuket, after that, you're going to get on the taxi, and after that, go back to the hotel, stay in a room until you hear the negative test of COVID-19, and everyone will be free. You can travel anywhere. You can check out immediately as well. What about an insurance? Even though they say you got to pay, your insurance has to cover at least 50,000 US dollar. Right now, we found some little problem about the people who catch COVID-19, because at the moment, anybody who catch COVID-19, some insurance that you prepare from your country, it doesn't cover with when you have to quarantine. So some of you guys got like symptom, and doctor tell you that this kind of case has to be in a hospital. And some case you have no symptom, you still have to stay at the hospital. Hospital is a new word, which is combination between hospital and hotel. So hospital is like a group of people who will have to stay under the taking care of the nurse or the doctor who's going to stay in that hotel. And another group is called hotel isolation. Hotel isolation is probably the cheapest cost, because they don't have the doctor or the nurse staying in that hotel, but it's going to be like a video call, giving you, asking you like how you feel today. But however, you stay at the hotel isolation, you still have costs. So the cost of staying in a hotel, at the moment, if I'm not wrong, you still have to do quarantine for 10 days. And the cost, the cheapest one, is about 20,000 baht. Who's going to cover this cost? You have to find out, like, if you want to be safe, I also recommend you to buy an extra insurance, just in case you want to make sure that everything, all the expense is going to cover. I think buying an extra of the insurance is still feels safe, better than in case you catch COVID-19 or Omicron and no symptom and found it on the second RT-PCR test. I don't think you want to pay it. So I recommend you also to buy another insurance to cover in case you catch COVID-19. So this one is just only a recommend to you. It's really your choice. And if you have a good insurance from your country, just make sure all the condition is good. And you have to see if you have to pay in advance or they will just pay immediately or anything like that. You got to read and see what it was it for you before traveling here. And then talking for Thailand, like Thai tourism, I also understand that it's a little bit complicated at the moment because of this kind of decision or this kind of program that we give it to you at the moment is not the best. I think everyone in Thailand also understand that it's not the best, but to turn out like this is get through with a lot of fighting discussion because they have so many people have to cooperate together, like doctor, the business people, tourism, hotel, everyone they're just trying to fight for their benefit, I guess. I mean, benefit is not about money, but they have to talk about what they will get and what is like the best for all. So the reason that we do RT-PCR test or anything like that, it's just a protection for yourself as well, and also for Thai people. And also I think about like even though this rule will not make you all satisfied, you're probably not so happy about this rule, but to think about like if telling opening Thailand like it's like a shop. I think Thailand at the moment we are selling something quality, not quality. We are selling something expensive. Some people who disagree, they will probably feel like, no, I don't want to pay. But in the same time, in the same time when Thailand opened like this, I believe some people agree and some people accept it. So I think this is what they think. It's better than nothing. Even though people complain, people don't want to come, people hate Thailand and they decide not to come to Thailand. But in the same time, we still do have some group of people who still want to come to Thailand. They're willing to do, they respect the rule, and they still want to come. So just let them know what they have to do and they will come. So I think about like if it's business, it's better than nothing. I mean, like the tourism's probably not get back to be the same as before COVID-19, but it's still better than totally closed and nobody earn anything at all. So until the COVID-19 is back to be normal again, I believe everything is going to be easier, people going to be happier. But if you're traveling here during COVID-19, of course, everybody have to be a bit annoyed because it's not perfect, right? I understand about it as well. Even myself, I give you information about COVID-19 for like, oh my God, like 2 years. Oh my God, that's so long. I never expect that I gotta talk like this for a long time. But I still do, and I can see that thing is getting better. So we have to believe in the world, in the scientists, in the everything. We got to look positive, and we have to satisfy. We have to think about how lucky we are that we are still safe and healthy. Even though some of you catch COVID-19, you recover, and then you are coming here to Thailand. So it's time to travel. And if you want to travel right now, you may have to respect the rule. And if you can wait and you would rather be happier than right now, please wait, be patient, because I'm sure in a couple months, everything is going to be better. So if you feel like you would rather wait, okay, wait. But if you would rather come right now before things is going to change again, welcome to Thailand. And myself and Stella and my team, we are ready to support you if you need help. You don't want to be headache with all this complication or too much paperwork. You are more than welcome to email me, and I'm going to do our best to support you. So today is very long information, but I want to make sure that everybody totally understand about this kind of condition. And if I miss giving you information, something, you still have some question, you're more than welcome to email to me. I'm very sorry, I probably don't answer a lot of the comment to you because of there's so many comments, and in the same time my body is so bad. I hurt my back again because I think I sit too much. Yeah, so if you have any question, you're more than welcome to email to me. And if you think this video is useful for you and is useful for your friend, you're more than welcome to share to your friends as well. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe right now. I'm just so excited. I want some more subscribers because I'm almost reaching to 30,000 subscribers. So I feel like, oh my God, exciting. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please help me to subscribe my channel. And if you feel like you appreciate it with this information change your life, you get to the enlightenment. You understand everything's much better. You want to support my channel. You want to support my kitchen project. I think you haven't heard about it. I will show you in the future. Yeah, you can have a look in description how to buy me a coffee for supporting my channel. And for today, thank you so much for watching until the end. I'll see you next time very soon. สวัสดีค่ะ